All right, guys, some questions here for y'all. After UFC 305, is Israel Adesanya done? Is he finished? Um, for Du Plessis, for Dricus Du Plessis, after getting a finish on Adesanya, is Dricus Du Plessis gonna step up to 205 and fight Alex Pereira? Is that the next move for Du Plessis? And one last question: what's next for Israel Adesanya? So we know he took his gloves off in the ring. Everyone had everybody panicking. We were thinking, hey, what's going on with him? Is he retiring? Turns out he's not retiring. He's ran through most of the people that are ranked in middleweight, right? So what does he do? Does he go up and try to face his arch nemesis, who's already trying to get a fight with Dricus, right? And he already has another fight booked. What does Israel do now, right? So those three questions, I have an answer here for you guys. Before we get there, help out the channel, guys. I do it for you. If you ask me to, just hit that sub button real quick. Hit the like button. It helps us out dramatically. It seems like just yesterday we were at 100 subs, and I want to say we're north of 300 now, perhaps somewhere around there. Whatever the case might be, guys, help us out. Hit that sub button, and let's grow. And I appreciate you guys. So let's get to the first question. Israel Adesanya, is he done? So I was just watching a video he uploaded on his channel. He was saying that he's not done. He didn't give a timetable, and he didn't say, hey, I'm going to come back and do this exactly. But he did make an emphasis to say that he wasn't finished up. He wasn't washed up. He didn't want to finish off on this kind of note. But you kind of have to think about it. He's now, 1-3 on his last 4? Yeah, I want to say he's 1-3 in his last 4. So you have to think about it. What's next for him? I mean, number one guy ranked is Sean Strickland, right? And Sean's digging at the heels to go back at Du Plessis and try to earn his belt back. After that, who do you have? Bobby Knuckles. He already beat him 2 or 3 times. After that, who do you have? Jerry Cannonier, who's fighting this weekend. So it's like, what are you doing here? The newest ranked guy that you have is Imavov, and he hasn't faced him. But are you going to turn Israel Adesanya into a gatekeeper of sorts and say, hey, now all these new up-and-comer guys that are coming through the UFC, that's who you're going to start facing? Is that what we're going to do with Israel Adesanya? And how is that going to sit with Israel Adesanya? Because if I'm Izzy, after the run that I've had as a champ, I don't know if I'm going to sit there and be a gatekeeper for young guys coming into, the top 5 rankings of the middleweight division. I don't know if I'm willing to do that. I think you try to get another run and you say, well, what could I do to get either belt? He's been, at the perfect weight class. I don't see him being able to drop any weight or do anything like that, to see if he can, go down one division. No, and he already tried going up one when he fought Jan, and Jan kind of put the playbook out there on how to beat Izzy, which we saw some of that with Dricus this past weekend. However, Dricus had his own vision and way of finishing that, which, by the way, oh my goodness, what a freaking fight that was, right? So I wanted to kind of do a UFC 305 recap on this one, but I know that the biggest thing people were talking about was this one fight, so hence we're doing it for this one fight. So to answer that first question, Israel taking off his gloves, was he done? No, he was not done. Okay. Now, let me show you guys a little something. I wanted to say this to the end of the video, but I'm just going to show it right now just because I thought it was pretty funny. But again, this was part of the video that was on Izzy's channel. What he was talking about earlier. So check this out real quick. I think it's pretty funny. Right after, and he's let me kind of give you an idea of what he's talking about. Right after their fight, Du Plessis went over and they hugged it out and they were kind of trying to squash the beef and talk about, I'm sorry, I'm a fan of you, da da da. And he's like, no, it's cool, whatever. So then, real quickly, I guess because it was a topic that Dricus had kissed his coach previously, Israel went ahead and did this. So check out what Israel says and what he did.
Oh yeah, that was nice. I didn't even think of it.
That was
like,
nice.
I thought that was sweet. That was nice in the moment. I don't know. I didn't even think about it. I was like, hey, and just smiled and we just hugged. I think DDP, I don't think is a bad
Okay, let me pause that there. I think he should have finished that off with saying no Diddy, right? But that's just me. I would have finished that off saying no Diddy, but that's just me. In the last video, I had another little video I put up where I cued the what the F. So cue the what the F.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's one of those things. Say what you want. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you're hard on Izzy. Izzy's a, nice guy. He likes anime, whatever. Okay, cool. Izzy's a great guy. He's a dog lover, and then some. And whatever. I can't take away from him. He's got a huge fan base. He's been an extremely well fighter. He was a great champion. The whole nine, right? However, when you're talking about, hey, you know what? That was sweet. Let me just drop a little smooch on the guy. Let me just.
What do you mean by that?
And you know what? This brings me to my next thing. I was debating whether or not we should have a new rating system on the channel, particular to just us, where we rate things, and the rating would be either yes or no. Like, we don't have to do like a 5-star system or not. And what I thought that the rating system should be, whether it's something is chama or not chama, right? So shout out to my boy Alex Pereira. So either something is chama or not chama, right? So and let's cue chama here and a not chama here, right? So then we'll see either symbol, and I'll have these up by the time the video's up. We'll see either of these symbols, whenever something is either chama or not chama. In this instance, it was sweet. I gave him a little smooch after the fight because he made me tap out, give him a little, we'll say that is not chama, right? Not chama. But up until we get there, whatever. So you guys tell me in the comments down below, is giving your opponent a smooch after he makes you tap out, is it chama or no chama? Y'all let me know. Put it down below. That being said, let's move over. Sorry about that, guys. Let's move over to the second question that we had for y'all. Du Plessis, champion. What's next for him, right? So while the fight was wrapping up and they were doing post fight interviews, Alex Pereira went on Instagram and he uploaded a picture of him watching the fight, and you could see his TV in the background. And you could see Dricus with the belt in the background, and Alex kind of made himself a little bit of an Avenger. He said, "Hey, you know what? That's cool and everything, but guess what? I'm gonna come down, and I'm gonna take that belt." So I feel like part of that is just Alex saying Dricus has a style that is appealing to me, where I know I can finish him, and Alex is saying I could probably go get that belt right now, and it would be easier. However, Dricus, his reaction to this was not negative. He didn't say, "Oh no, like he's putting everybody to sleep. It's clear he'll put me to sleep too." Like, that wasn't even in his thought. So what his thought was when I beat him at 185, he's gonna say I had to cut weight. So instead of fighting at 185, why don't I go up and I fight him at 205, right? So a few things to unpack there. Number one, no one's going to tell you that cutting weight or not cutting weight is going to be easier than cutting weight. So Dricus is freaking jacked, a la Paulo Costa, where, he's got to cut some serious weight to make 185. So him only having to cut to 205 would definitely help. I want to say I saw somewhere that he was walking around 220, 230 on fight night, which isn't very surprising. Again, we see people like Vittori, like Paulo Costa, that they cut immense weight, and once they make weight, they rehydrate, and they rehydrate to 220, 230, 240, whatever the case might be. So that wouldn't be surprising. So what a fight that would be. So we got the champ at 205, Alex Pereira, right? And he would fight the champ at 185, Dricus Du Plessis. And going for champ status. Winner keeps both belts. Let's do it. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the case, so where both belts will be on the line. However, what an appealing fight. I think you have an opportunity here to make something amazing. So Alex already has a fight booked up, and then all of us fans are yearning to see Ankalaev versus Pereira, assuming that Pereira walks through Roundtree. And then kind of go from there. So and there's so many things that you could do with Pereira, just and this whole moment. I mean, people have been asking for John Jones and Alex Pereira, and then right now the biggest thing has been John Jones with Aspinall, but we'll leave that for another video. Right now, there's so many things that you could do with Alex Pereira. involving Dricus Du Plessis, that would be amazing, right? So I think that's what the next step is going to be for Dricus. Dana already confirmed Sean is next in line. So Alex already has a fight. Dricus has to defend against Sean. Once both of these fights happen, I think early in the new year, we would be able to see Dricus and Alex if they want to make that happen. And, I don't know if there could be a bigger fight. Maybe they'll save it for International Fight Week next year. I'm not sure, but what an amazing matchup that would be. I want to see that. I'm dying to see that. So, again, let's go to this new rating system. Is it Chama or no Chama? You guys let me know. Comment down below. I think it's Chama. So we're going to go with that for now. Lastly, what's next for Israel? What do you do with Israel Adesanya? So we alluded to this a little bit, talking about the rankings and then kind of going from there and saying, well, you have this and that, right? And he's not gonna cut down and go to the lower division. I don't think he could do that. I think he's maxed out on the amount of weight he could lose and be at a good fighting position, right? So he'd have to really, really deplete himself to cut down, which I don't think it's worth it, right? But yeah, we spoke a little bit about Imavov and what to do there. You have Brendan Allen coming up too. Here he's fighting Cannonier. Israel already beat Cannonier, so like I'm saying, most of the ranked guys he's already beat. So there's all these questions about, well, what exactly do you do with Izzy? In that video that I showed you guys, in which he had that sus moment, #no Diddy, he leaves it open. He leaves it open at the end as to what he's going to do. I think, last time he lost, he said he was going to take some time. Alex Pereira said, hey, you're too good. Take too much time off, come back. The UFC needs you. We need you. He came back, and then he put on a great performance. I think he was up around when he got tapped out. So Izzy was doing fantastic up until that moment. So what exactly do you do with Izzy? Let's just say Sean goes and fights Dricus. Let's just say Dricus pulls out another win, right? Then do you set up the rematch with Dricus? But what for? Where you saw him tap him out? I mean, there's question marks all around with what to do with Israel. And I think the biggest thing that we have to realize here is that we have to let both the 205 and the 185 division work itself out. We have to let those kind of go a little bit. The bad part about that is that there might not be a scenario that plays out that's attractive to Adesanya in either one of those divisions till about summer next year. In the meantime, I think he might have to take a tune-up fight. And I know there's no tune-up fights in the UFC. I know there's no whatever. But I think you're going to have to take something with a up-and-comer because your choices are so limited, really. Like, you're going to have to take, if Brendan Allen goes and beats Cannonier, Brendan Allen's right there. You already have him involved. That's right there. Oh wait, he's Brendan Allen's not fighting Cannonier, right? He's I'm sorry, I think I misspoke on that. It's Caio Borralho. It's Borralho and Cannonier this weekend. By the way, amazing fight. So I misspoke about that. But anyways, even then, you have these fights that are going to be amazing. You have Imavov, you have Brendan Allen, you have Caio Borralho that are all ranked, all on their way to meet, in the top 10. So do you grab Israel Adesanya and you say, hey, you're going to face one of these guys and we're going to go from there? I think that'd be interesting. I think if Brendan Allen, Borralho, or Imavov, if any of those cats get a significant win and they want the next, hey, give me a top 5 guy or let me prove myself so I can get a title shot, I think you feed Izzy to the wolves. I think, not to quote Stepbrother, but, she's had the old bull. Now she wants a young calf, right? I think this is that same instance. These young calves are developing themselves. They're ready. One of them gets a significant win. They're going to be right there. And again, the 185 division and the 205 division are not going to work themselves out till sometime later next year. So I don't think there's an alternative. I think you have to do that, right? What do you guys think? Do you feed them to the young guys? Chama or no Chama? I'm undecided, so I'm going to leave it in the middle. That being said, guys, don't forget about the new system that we're implementing. Comment down below whether you think it's Chama or not Chama, or you think it's cool or not. Don't forget to like and sub. You guys made it to the end. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Please hit like. And until next time, I'll see you guys.